Do you know that your life can change today with just a small adjustment in the way you think? It's not a huge change from the outside, but rather the way you perceive everything in your life. Imagine being no longer affected by worries, judgments from others, or failures in work and personal life. This is not a fantasy. It's a reality that can be achieved today through 10 Stoic principles. Stoicism is not just an abstract theory. It's a tool that has helped great people like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus overcome challenges, conquer their inner struggles, and find true peace. Just like these Stoic philosophers, you too can live a focused, strong life free from external constraints. In this video, join us as we explore the 10 Stoic principles that have helped millions of people, from great leaders to ordinary individuals, regain control and inner peace. Watch the entire video to find out how you can apply these principles to your life today. 1. Find happiness from within. True happiness isn't something far away. It's not a destination we have to race towards, but something we can find within ourselves, even in the toughest times. I know life can sometimes feel chaotic. Work, family, relationships, all pushing us into an endless cycle. But sometimes we need to pause and ask ourselves, what can I do to change the way I perceive and feel about these things? And the answer, I believe, doesn't lie in external factors, but in how we respond to them. For example, have you ever felt helpless in a particular situation, like facing an overwhelming workload or a relationship becoming tense? There's a Stoic principle I find extremely useful in situations like these. You can only control what is yours. This may sound simple, but when applied to life, it's incredibly powerful. Instead of worrying about things you can't change, like other people's attitudes or unwanted situations, focus on what you can control. For example, how you respond to those issues. Don't worry too much about making everything perfect. Start with small steps. Each morning, take a few minutes to ask yourself, what can I control today? Whether it's choosing to respond calmly to a problem or deciding to let go of unnecessary criticism from others, these small actions will help you feel more confident and in control of your mind. And if you're feeling pressured, exhausted, or sometimes losing your composure, don't hesitate to try a little tip. Take some time to write down your feelings. Writing down what's stressing you out, and you'll see things aren't as scary as you thought. In fact, writing those thoughts down helps you understand them better and easily let them go. If these insights were helpful to you, remember to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. The people around you might also need these simple yet effective reminders. Life isn't always easy, but when you learn to control what you can, you'll find yourself stronger and more confident in any situation. Start with small steps, and you'll notice a clear change in how you live and feel. Now, try it today. 2. Face and accept loneliness. Loneliness is a feeling that we all experience, isn't it? Sometimes it makes us feel empty, but in reality, it can be a gift. Facing loneliness isn't always a bad thing. On the contrary, it can be an opportunity for us to find ourselves. One of the things Stoic philosophy teaches us is, face everything unavoidable without fear or worry. Let it be an opportunity to grow, rather than let it weaken you. Marcus Aurelius lived in a world full of turmoil, with wars, diseases, and external threats. But he didn't let these factors control him. He applied Stoic principles to maintain calm and focus on what he could control. He understood that when facing loneliness or pressure, the only way to overcome it is to maintain inner strength, not letting anything outside your control distract you. We can start practicing this today. Try taking a few minutes each day to ask yourself, what can I control today? The things you can't control, let them go. Practicing such a simple habit will help you see things more clearly and not get caught up in what doesn't matter. If you feel these words are valuable, don't hesitate to share this video with your friends or click like to help spread these ideas. You know, sometimes just one small action can change your life and someone else's. Try applying this philosophy to your daily life, and you'll see, maybe in just a few days, you'll become stronger, calmer, and more confident in the face of any challenge. Life is always full of surprises, but with a steady mind, you'll be able to face it all. And don't forget to leave a comment sharing how you apply Stoic philosophy in your life. Join us and build a strong community, ready to learn and grow each day. 3. Don't seek approval from others. Have you ever felt like you are living just to please others? Look around at the world, and it's easy to get caught up in seeking recognition and praise from others. But is that really what matters? Stoicism gives us a clear answer. Don't seek approval from others. Oh no, is everything we do just to be accepted? In reality, when we live only to please others, we lose ourselves. Have you ever felt that way? It's like running after expectations that aren't your own, just to receive a nod of approval or a compliment. But when you do that, you're sacrificing your own inherent worth. Surely, you've experienced moments when others don't understand or agree with your choices. But what truly matters is whether you remain true to yourself. When you learn to stop seeking approval from others, you'll feel freer, more at ease with your decisions. So, what will you do? Try this simple practice today. Spend a day acting without seeking validation or praise from anyone. You'll see that when you stop worrying about what others think, you can truly focus on what's important to you. Now, take a moment to ask yourself, what can I do today without worrying about judgment from others? This is your chance to experiment and experience the freedom that comes from living without needing approval. Start today. Live true to yourself without needing agreement or depending on others' evaluations. 4. View rejection as an opportunity to grow. Oh, have you ever been rejected? Of course, right? Everyone has been through that feeling. But instead of seeing rejection as a failure, see it as an opportunity to grow. Think about it. If you take rejection as a lesson, a chance to improve yourself, you'll be so much stronger. Try this. When faced with rejection, don't be quick to feel sad. Take some time to reflect and analyze why it happened. What can you learn from it? How can you improve next time? Remember, each failure is a step closer to success. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "We cannot change what happens to us, but we can change how we respond to it." When you see rejection as part of the learning process, you'll realize that it's not the end, but the beginning of a new journey. In real life, did you know that Walt Disney was rejected by several producers for his ideas? But instead of giving up, he kept pushing forward and eventually created a massive entertainment empire. If he had accepted rejection as a failure, we might not have the legendary Disney movies we have today. So, what would you do if faced with rejection? Try applying Stoic principles in your life. Instead of feeling hurt, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Try ignoring others' judgment and focus on what you can change. Here's a little exercise for you. When faced with rejection, write down 3 things you could have done differently to improve the situation. Then, try applying them in your work or life. You'll notice the difference. Don't forget, the world doesn't owe you anything, but you can take charge of your own life. Each rejection is just an opportunity for you to grow stronger and wiser. And you know what? If you can do this, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. If you can, share your story about how you overcame rejection and what you learned from it. These will be lessons and experiences for you to share with many others. Together, We can create a strong community that isn't afraid of failure, but always finds opportunity in every challenge. Do you think so? Share your thoughts in the comments. 5. Don't let others' opinions control you. Sometimes, we easily let others' opinions influence our decisions, making us feel insecure or hesitant to live the way we want. But in reality, your life is yours, and only you have the right to decide. So how do you avoid being swept up in others' opinions? The first thing is to listen to yourself. Take a few minutes each day to ask yourself, what really matters to me? Am I living the way I want, or am I just trying to please everyone? You'll be surprised to realize that often, what you do isn't for you, but for the expectations of others. Next, be selective about the information you take in from those around you. Try a day where you don't pay attention to judgments, unnecessary criticisms, or unsolicited advice. Just focus on what you can do best, the decisions you believe are right, and leave behind what you can't control. Also, one incredibly useful method is writing down your thoughts. Each day, take a little time to write about the things you can change and those you can't. When you look back, you'll realize that you have control over so many things in your life, and the things beyond your reach are just things you don't need to worry about. Start today. No need to wait. Life isn't always smooth, and you won't be able to please everyone. But you absolutely can decide how you live and react to every situation. Don't let anyone or anything take away your identity. And if you find these principles helpful, don't forget to share your story and join the community to learn even more new things. Remember, this life is yours. Live it the way you want. 6. Protecting inner peace, not blindly pleasing others. We often think that life would be better if we could make everyone around us happy. But in reality, constantly trying to meet everyone else's expectations leads to exhaustion, anxiety, and a loss of inner peace. Stoic philosophy teaches us that to live a fulfilling life, the most important thing is to protect the peace within ourselves and not be swayed by the desires of others. One of the great lessons from Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, is that he never let himself be swept away by the expectations of others. He faced countless difficult decisions, from wars to internal issues, but the only thing he could control was his own mindset. He did not allow the expectations of others to influence his emotions or decisions. Instead, Stoic principles helped him maintain calmness and rationality in every situation. So, have you ever felt that you are living to satisfy others instead of living for yourself? Do you often feel the pressure to meet the expectations of friends, family, or colleagues? This feeling makes us stressed, exhausted, and sometimes, even when we please others, we still feel empty and lacking. To solve this, one of the important steps is to practice clear distinction between what you can control and what you cannot. You cannot control other people's emotions or opinions, but you can control how you react and how you choose to act. This means you need to focus on what really matters and let go of the external factors that you cannot change. One way to do this is to start with self-reflection. Take a little time each day to write down your thoughts, what you can control, and what you cannot. For example, today, I can control how I act at work, but I cannot control how others respond. This helps you understand yourself better and trains you to focus on things that can be changed, instead of chasing after things that are beyond your control. Protecting your inner peace is not easy. But when you start with small actions, you will notice a big difference in your life. The way you face the world will change because you have chosen to live true to yourself instead of living only to please others. And remember, in every situation, the most important thing is to protect the peace of your soul. 7. Focus on what you can control. We have all experienced this feeling, when everything seems out of control, when things beyond your control keep piling up. And this makes us feel confused, helpless. But here's an important truth. You cannot control everything, but you can absolutely control how you respond to it. Take Marcus Aurelius as an example. Instead of letting external factors distract him, he focused on what he could control, his own reactions, his attitude in every situation. He could only control his actions and thoughts, and he did it very well. But the important question is, why does this matter to us? Well, in modern life, we also face similar situations, from criticism, failures, to things that can't be changed. But the difference is, we can decide how to respond to all of it. Try asking yourself, what can I control in this situation? It's a very simple question, but it helps you refocus your thoughts and actions. Sometimes, you can't change what happens, but you can decide how you face it. For example, if someone criticizes you or a plan fails, you can choose to blame yourself, or you can see it as an opportunity to learn. This is entirely within your power. Try a simple exercise to practice each day. Each morning, take a few minutes to ask yourself, what can I control today? Then, write down 3 things you can change or improve today. It can be as simple as controlling your emotions, deciding your actions, or focusing on a specific task. When you do this, you'll realize something important. You cannot control everything, but you can control your reactions. And it's those reactions that make the difference in your life. So, will you try doing this today? Take a small step to focus on what you can control. Take action today instead of worrying about things you cannot change. And remember, a small action today can create a big change in your life. 8. Recognize that everyone is busy with their own lives. Sometimes you get upset when a close friend can't make it to an appointment or a colleague doesn't reply to an email right away. Oh my, it's really frustrating, right? But in reality, this is an opportunity for you to realize something very important. Everyone has their own concerns and responsibilities that you can't fully understand. Imagine being a busy person with a packed schedule and not enough time to do everything you want. How can you expect others to always be available to help you? That's the reality that everyone has to face. Everyone has their own life full of concerns and things to take care of, and that's something we must learn to accept. You've probably been in situations like this. You want to meet a friend, but they always have a busy excuse to decline. Instead of feeling abandoned, you could try to look at the situation differently. Everyone has their own burdens, things they need to prioritize. The fact that they can't always be there for you is not a lack of care, but because they're also trying to handle their own life. We can't control the actions of others, but we can absolutely control how we respond. This is a Stoic principle. Don't let events outside your control affect your mood. Instead, focus on what you can change and understand that others are also struggling with things you can't see. Try taking a moment each day to ask yourself, what can I control today? This simple question will help you focus on what matters and reduce frustration over things you cannot change. Try applying this philosophy to your daily life by writing down 3 things you can control today and 3 things you cannot. Just with this simple exercise, you'll realize that you are mastering your moods and emotions instead of letting them be influenced by external factors. The truth is, life isn't always fair or easy, but you can choose how you react. And that's what Stoicism teaches us. We can't change the world, but we can change how we perceive and face it. Try following a few of these lessons in the coming week, and you'll be surprised by the sense of ease and freedom you gain. Don't forget to share your experience with others, or maybe hit the like button and subscribe for more valuable Stoic wisdom. Apply these principles today, and you'll notice a huge difference. 9. Avoid comparing yourself to others. There's one thing we often do every day: compare ourselves to others. We've all done this, whether consciously or unconsciously. But when you look at someone and feel that they are better than you, do you ever stop and ask yourself whether you are living your own life? In reality, this is the trap many of us fall into, especially in an era where everything is flaunted on social media. Don't let other people's opinions define you. Remember, everyone has their own journey. You can't live someone else's life, and they can't live yours. Don't let insecurity or self-doubt rob you of your own identity. You'll surely feel exhausted from constantly comparing yourself to others, because everyone has their own challenges and victories, and no one truly has everything perfect. You might be struggling when you see the success of others, but ask yourself, what can I control today? Don't let feelings of inadequacy or insecurity dominate your actions. Each day is an opportunity for you to change and improve yourself, instead of looking at someone else's success and feeling powerless. So what can you do right now? Start with a small exercise. Every day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you did well and 3 things you want to improve. Instead of looking at others' success, focus on yourself and evaluate your own progress. Remember, life is not a race. It's a journey of self-discovery and growth. Finally, remember one important principle. You don't need to be perfect like someone else. Be yourself, because that's the only person you can truly become. This life owes you nothing, so take control of your own life. Try applying this principle today and share your story with those around you. If possible, share this video with someone you deeply resonate with. 10. Discover your own path and live fully. In reality, life doesn't always go according to the plans we want. But have you ever asked yourself, why do we always feel insecure when we have to follow preset patterns? How do we live true to ourselves, not caught up in others' expectations, and feel more fulfilled? Certainly, this is a tough question to answer. However, Stoic philosophy can help you find a way to live authentically, despite external barriers. Maybe you've felt pulled into other people's judgments. When hearing this, you'll surely relate to Epictetus, who endured both physical and mental suffering throughout his life. Despite being deprived of freedom, he didn't let outside events control his emotions. Instead, he advised us to look at things from a different perspective. What happens outside of you is not the issue. The issue is how you respond to it. To apply this philosophy, you need to understand that nothing is more important than discovering your own path. You can start with a small action every day, like writing down 3 things you can control and 3 things you cannot. This is a way to better understand yourself and master your emotions, rather than being swept away by life. Don't let others' judgments or expectations throw you off course. A small action, but it will lead to big changes. You'll definitely notice the difference if you spend a few minutes each day asking yourself, what can I control today? This question will help you shift your focus from things beyond your control to actions you can take immediately, giving you more freedom and peace. To go further, you need to have practical tools. A simple but effective exercise is to spend time each morning journaling. Write down your thoughts, the emotions you're experiencing, and the decisions you'll make that day. Focus on what you can change and let go of what's out of your hands. And finally, don't forget that every day you can take control of your own life. As a powerful reminder, I want you to remember, this world owes you nothing, and you can absolutely take control of your own life. Try applying these principles to your life today. You'll be amazed at the change you can make, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Are you ready to discover your own path and live fully? Share your experiences with the community, and we'll all learn, grow, and overcome the challenges of the present life together.